Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 656 of the DrunkNerds podcast. I'm host, as always, I'm Tyler, and join me with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Man, I'm getting more excited upon just in general for just game releases coming out later on this month, dude. I mean, we got the Yu-Gi-Oh collection stuff that's going to be coming out on Steam and Switch on the 27th. I know Monster Hunter Wilds comes out the 28th. I do have some interest in wanting to try that one out. I mean, it'll be the first major, well, actually, like the first major game this year I'd really buy like on the PlayStation 5 in order to try to play a little bit of that and stuff. New game,
Yeah,
considering that in January, I did buy the DK's like Donkey Kong Country Returns, remastered stuff for the Switch. I played a little bit of that and stuff, but because I've been playing like other little games here, little tidbits here and there and stuff, I kind of put that one a little bit on the back burner at the moment. But overall, I'm feeling fairly good. I'm trying to get everything else all straightened, organized in this room, like new shelves, new this, new that, and stuff. Just trying to see how I like, because after move my dresser out and stuff, and like having my Super Nintendo and my Dreamcast and like attached to one old TV I got, then everything else it's starting to come together bit by bit.
nice.
But yeah, man. Other than that, though, I when I've been working and getting off of work, I've just been chilling, watching a little bit of like say queso streams or something like that, or just putting maybe a little bit of Iron Mouse on or something like that on Twitch and stuff, so I can just chill and play something on my Switch.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's been pretty nice. But how have you been doing?
I'm doing all right. Clanging and banging as always. Feeling pretty good. It's getting. I live here in Iowa, so it's been I know weather's everybody's least favorite topic on podcasts, but it's been
Mm,
like super duper cold and a lot of snow the last couple weeks, and
jeez.
finally today it's gotten to the 20s, and finally after being like negatives for like 2 weeks straight and a bunch of snow and shit. So the next week's supposed to scale up to like the 40s, and I'm on vacation this coming week, so I'm pretty happy about that. I'm gonna enjoy it a little bit. I've been kind of it's been kind of a crazy couple months with work, and I've just kind of like I've been doing like maintaining, like cleaning up and stuff like that and stuff. But I have like deep cleaning and stuff like that. I've been kind of like neglecting and been lazy about, and
Yeah.
just been really tired and stuff. So did some of that today. That's kind of like my big thing. I'm just like looking forward to like I'm just gonna go in the closet and say sorry to my mama and clean out the closet, and do all that, get it all straightened out and stuff, and then just deep clean. That's that but that's life in your mid 30s, people, as you take vacation to deep clean your house. But other than that, yeah, like feeling pretty good. It's definitely a sad time of year. There's no more football and everything for a while, but I got really I started watching Severance, and holy shit, that show was fantastic.
Okay.
In like a 2 week span, I went from never even watching an episode to I've caught up, except for like the new episode that just came out on Friday. It's Saturday night as recording this. But I'm playing a bunch of Avowed. That's been pretty awesome. And then yeah, like you said, we got the Yu-Gi-Oh early day collection coming out this week. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage came out this past week as well. I've yet to start it. I plan on jumping into that one here probably this week as well. Yeah, but yeah, it's been I'm doing okay. Dude, feeling pretty good. It's definitely I think just the fact that it's getting darker later now. Like it's getting like 6:30 now is like when it starts getting dark out, and then also temperature going up, and then also the fact, yeah, I'm on have the week off. It's just doing a lot for the mental health right now, because
Yeah.
obviously, winter time, especially in the Midwest, is pretty miserable, and it's very cold, a lot of snow, and on top of that, it's getting dark at 4:30 for a couple months there. It's just like, man, it's just like I don't know how why people, when our ancestors decide, let's stop here. Like let's live in this place where it's 6 months, like, I don't know, 4 months out of the year it's blistering cold, and we get a lot of snow.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, it was like, okay, yeah. Anyways, I'm doing okay though. Otherwise, I talk about Gables. I bought about 3-4 weeks ago. I bought a Steam Deck. In Gables, I'm afraid I will never financially recover from this purchase. Um, and I was telling my dad this, and I made that joke to him, and he's like, "What?" Like he got really scared, because like I didn't really have the money to buy one, but I did it anyways, and I don't regret it. Like I'm having a great time with it. But like like as far as like I'll be fine like paying for it, but the problem isn't buying the Steam Deck. It's all the goddamn Steam sales on this fucking thing. It's just it's like I like oh Sleeping Dogs is $3. Okay, fuck yeah. Oh my god, Hyperlight Drifter. I love the Hyperlight Hyperlight
You
it's
like
called
Hyperlight Drifter,
yeah, but then there's the new one. They have the
Hyperlight Breaker.
hype. Thank you. I love Hyperlight Drifter. I bought it 5 times. I got it on PlayStation, Switch. I got two. I got the then I bought it to get the physical collector editions on Steam, on Switch, and on PS4. Then I bought it on Steam years ago. Keep supporting these people, and then they had the sale for that on Steam. So for the Hyperlight Breaker, so I bought that. I haven't yet to start that up there early access, but like then it was like there's that TMNT game I played a couple weeks ago that was like on sale for $20. Sleep with Dogs was $3. The Portal games for $9. Fucking, it's just like it's just never ending. Every time I go on there and look, I'm like that game. Like I love that game. I'm gonna $8. Okay, fine. And I'm like, what am I ever gonna play Portal? I played Portal 1 and 2. I beat them like way years ago, 15 years ago. Why am I doing this? I don't know why. Sleeping Dogs, I love that game. 13 years ago. Why am I buying it again? Even though it's $3. I don't know. It's just like goddamn. It is. It's a money hole. It's a sinkhole for money. Uh, goddamn Steam. It's a racket. But no. Other than that, it's yeah. First world problems with that one, I guess. But yeah. And I even bought a Sean Gables for the podcast. If you're a video listener, I got a 8-bit Do controller just for my Steam Deck. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good, doing okay.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, but I got the windows open today. Like I usually got to board up my main window because it's so cold. But I got the window open today and let the sun in, and my dog was very happy about it. And it's just like, oh, this is nice. This is living, right here. Just playing Avowed with the windows open all day. That was me. But Gables, let's jump into kind of what actually the show is about. This is a video game podcast where every week Gables and I get together and talk about video games, everything we love about them. We've been doing this for almost 12 years now. We don't
Mm.
make money off this. We don't get paid for this. We do it because we love video games, and we paid a lot of money to do this podcast over the years. So really, the only way there's no Patreon, there's no way directly to give us money. The only way to really support us is to give us a little bit of your time. We do a podcast every week. Usually record on Saturday, goes up Sunday. If you want to go on your YouTube channel, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever podcasts are on, we are there. Subscribe to us, Drunk Nerd, Drunk Dash Nerd. You will find us. Leave 5-star reviews. Download the podcast. Tell your friends about it. Go on YouTube is probably the best way to support us, honestly.
Mm.
Just subscribe over there, hit the thumbs up button, comment, share with your friends. There's more content that goes up on the YouTube channel because we do like live reactions that will only be on the YouTube channel. Um, might be some fun little bonus things we do every now and again as well on there that are really good. That are mostly video heavy. So like this week, I plan on doing a live react to the Pokemon presentation that we'll talk about here in a little bit. So I think that's at like 8 a.m. my time, 6 a.m. Gables time. So Gables, if
Yep.
you are able to join me, let me know and you can join me. We'll do a live react to that one. If not, I'll do one. There's the rumored potentially some sort of Nintendo Direct this week. I will do a live react if that is actually a thing that happens.
Huh.
So yeah, yeah. Let me, like, not let me know. Please subscribe to us on there as well. But anyways, Gables, let's jump into some of the news this week here. So not a ton of crazy news. Some cool, fun things going on. Some kind of like we're like fun soon to be announced soon announcements about announcements going on right now. Kind of the main thing, and this thing we knew was coming. Is every I think it's always February 27th, Pokemon Day. It's the
Mm.
anniversary of Pokemon. I think this year is the 29th anniversary. Um, we are getting a Pokemon presentation on the 27th, like I mentioned, at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 8 a.m. Central time. Um, Gables, I think I don't. I'm trying to like from what I understand, like I don't. Well, what I'm trying to like figure out is I can't tell what exactly are rumors and people just like educated guesses, but it sounds like it's supposed to be about 30 minutes, give or take. And sometimes sometimes we've had some ones that are like 8 to 12 minutes. We've had some that are that 20 to 30 minute range. Uh, Gables, you are more the Pokemon guy than I am though. But I mean, what are your expectations levels and like what are you expecting out of this bad boy?
Well, I'm not really expecting too much out of this initial Pokemon Day stuff. I mean, I'm expecting like a lot of like updates to like specific like mobile games and stuff, like the Pokemon like cafe stuff, obviously the Pokemon TCGP stuff. I would expect some major port of an update stuff coming forward for that as well. Um, Other than like say updates of like the various mobile stuff, I mean, I am we're probably going to see something along the lines of maybe some with the animated series,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
that's probably a safe bet too. We may see something in terms of Pokemon Z through A, that game that they initially showed, that Nintendo showed and stuff. Well, how long ago was this, Lau? Like over a year now?
it was last year at Pokemon Day.
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty close to a year we're getting to since they last showed footage of like the reveal trailer and stuff, and maybe we'll see some gameplay for this game on Switch. I mean, at this point, it's been a year. I kind of want to see how this looks like, how this thing's going to play, because that's the most compelling thing that I'm looking forward to seeing, because I kind of want to see if it's more akin to like say an explorational type of thing, kind of like how Pokemon Legends Arceus kind of did, and more so than say like what Pokemon Scarlet and Violet tried to do, like an open world sort of thing with everything else going on. I'm
Yeah,
also kind of curious to see the clarity of this and whether or not this game is going to be running on the Switch 2, because that would definitely be an interesting thing to try to dissect,
yeah,
because we've seen footage already from like apparent Switch 2 games. I say the new Mario Kart, and inside that footage and stuff, it looked like it definitely was an improvement upon certain like just certain aspects over the original Switch in terms of the hardware. Just from that brief footage that we saw from the gameplay from back then, it seemed like there were some incremental improvements that were put into it. I'm kind of wanting to see if that's the case, if they do show Pokemon Legends Z through A, any type of footage, any type of like gameplay stuff, or just confirming that it's going to be just Switch and also for Switch 2, is there going to be different versions? Is this just going to be like one set game to where you'll have like obviously some features that's going to be different, if you play it on Switch 2 as opposed to regular Switch? There's a lot of questions that we still need to know about that aspect. And I'm thinking we'll probably, even if we do see it, we're going to get maybe a little bit of gameplay, maybe at that.
yeah,
Of course, for me, even though I do have like kind of low expectations going into this and stuff, I'm always someone that's just thinking, okay, what's going to be something that's going to be crazy that possibly may not happen, but at the same time, kind of hopeful, wishful thinking about is like anything more like Pokemon related going on to the Virtual Console. Not Virtual Console, like Switch Online stuff, or
yeah,
even like another remake of some form, or even like teases of like other type of Pokemon games. I mean, that's type of thing that I'm mostly looking forward to too, because even though we got Z through A, would love the idea of just playing some of the older Pokemon games on Switch Online, having some bit of like stuff you could transfer to Pokemon Home, and it's doable. We know it's doable. I mean, we know Nintendo and the Pokemon Company don't do it because of like other types of money implications and stuff that they could be losing if they sold them individually through. I mean, even if they set some of those games, like how some game makers like charge specific amount of prices to put on different storefronts, like for example, like remakes of or like remasters of say like Soul Raver or like the Tomb Raider games and stuff. We know they're remakes of classic games that we played like 20 almost 25 years ago. But yeah, let's just go ahead and put a set price on it, like say if they if we watch this Pokemon Presents and stuff, this Pokemon Presents stuff, and all of a sudden we're able to purchase, say, like the original versions of, say, Red, Blue, and Yellow individually on the fucking eShop store. I mean, yeah, that would be a funny thing to see, considering you could have just played on the Switch Online, but people would fucking buy it.
yeah, yeah. We're all gonna like everybody's gonna bitch about it, but we're gonna buy it. We're gonna bitch about it as we pay for it.
Exactly. It's the typical Nintendo fan type of logic, It's like you've been playing the same different types of set of games and stuff, and you know what you like. And if you really like a Pokemon game, a different version of it, or if you like a Zelda game or a Mario game, of course you're gonna buy the multiple different things. If it's something you like, and you'll play through it no matter what.
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely a weird thing of like, yeah, I'm still baffled that all these years later we still don't have um, a Pokemon game like one of the like Gen 1 or 2 on this fucking Switch yet. Um, but yeah,
Mm.
like I mean that's obviously like that'd be not like it's just like man, it's like I don't even think it's like pie in the sky. It's just like this is like the bare minimum you could do is like just put like one of these
Yep,
on the fucking console. We've seen them. They put them on 3DS and shit already before. So it's not like there's probably a lot of work here that needs to be done to get this on Switch. Honestly, the
I think it's
work.
really.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, dude. Um, the one thing I was just saying is that it's not kind of funny if it's like a pie in the sky just to hope for like just a baseline thing.
Yeah, like that's how ridiculous Nintendo and Pokemon Company are. Is like pie in the sky idea. Like these like are like craziest dreams are just like literally like the easiest things that they can do. It's like the least amount of work they can do.
Mm,
Like honestly, like the worker was probably done years ago. All they gotta do was like push a button and it's on the fucking Switch. Uh,
mm.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's fair to expect Pokemon Z and A to be there. Um, like seeing the fact they did come out recently and say that it's still a Switch One game. If it was gonna be a Switch Two exclusive, I don't think that we would see it because they probably don't like they wouldn't want to show anything Switch Two until
Hmm.
Nintendo shows it first. Um, so yeah, I expect at least a trailer with some gameplay of it. I am curious how it's gonna work out. I'm like my excitement for it is lessened because it's supposed to all take place in was it Luminous City, I think is what it's called.
Yeah,
Um,
Lumino City. Yeah.
yeah, so it's also like so, but I'm still like excited for it because I want to know how it's supposed to be. Yeah, like I'd love to know like the differences if there's gonna be one between Switch One and Two because I've talked about it over and over again. I'm so fucking sick of my goddamn Switch One. I don't like when I got my Steam Deck, I put my Switch One away, hoping that I'll never have to bring it out ever again, until I have to transfer everything over to Switch Two. Um, but I don't know. I'm curious, like time frame wise, like maybe they want to put this out before the Switch 2 comes out. Like there's been like the rumors from like the Pokemon leaks last year about this game might be a spring release, so maybe they put it out before the Switch 2, and then they do like a Switch 2 version, so they can double dip, or maybe they charge like they do the PlayStation route where they charge the $10 upgrade, so you get like the Switch 2 version or something like that, or like at the very least, I expect a trailer, maybe not like a huge deep dive, especially if this if this game isn't like the holiday game. Yeah, I'm expecting like a trailer, and then maybe we'll definitely see more like later in the year. But if it's
Hmm.
a game maybe that comes out in May, maybe they do like maybe this is like a 5-6 minute long thing. And we get a release date for it, but I don't know. I'm expecting a trailer at least like either they say like this spring, like they give a spring release date, or they give like it's like hey, it's coming in holiday 2025. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited because like Arceus was like I think the coolest thing Nintendo or Pokemon Company's done with the Pokemon franchise, at least since I came back with X and Y, despite other than obviously the issues with the way it ran. But yeah, also like yeah, I'm curious. Like I can't wait to see that trailer for ZNA because I want to see how the thing fucking runs. Because even in like those Pokemon trailers for Scarlet and Violet and Legends
Hmm.
Arceus, like those trailers are like oof, this thing's running rough in the trailer. That's not great. So I am excited to see like how that's gonna go. But yeah, like I'm expecting some dumb like what's gonna be like the Pokemon shirts, the Pokemon Plus Plus, Pokemon's teeth brushing app of this presentation. They're gonna do it. Yeah, they're definitely we know yeah Pokemon Cafe, Pokemon Unite. There's gonna be some sort of deal. Maybe they'll have some more raids for Scarlet and
Hmm.
Violet. They'll have enough stuff to like kind of like at least like keep you like all right cool here's all the dumb shit that we're advertising to you like the Capcom showcase levels of like we're just like showing you shit like so like to get you to buy these other things but we know you're here for this like the main event thing so
Right.
some years though we seen these Pokemon day like the one in 2023 like I remember coming out get off work and I avoid the internet I'm like hey Gables should I even is it worth doing a live react to and you're like no and I watched it I'm like why this was embarrassing like I can't believe this was like all they had like they had nothing so there's definitely been years where like it's been bad so and like last year's wasn't really great either except for like the ZNA teaser
Yep.
so Yeah, maybe we'll get some cool spin-off thing. Yeah, I think the honestly outside of like the ZNA reveal or like gameplay, the best case scenario is probably just like yeah, like Gen 1 on was it NSO
Switch
today.
Online, yeah,
Yeah.
the
Um
NSO stuff.
yeah, that'd be like but that's sad that like that's best case scenario and it's probably unlikely. It's like uh I don't know. But I don't know. I'm hopeful. You know, I am a um classic Pokemon slash Nintendo fan where it's like the most frustrating company in the world. But yeah, we love them and we'll keep buying the same shit over and over again, but we'll bitch about it, but we're gonna keep buying the dumb shit. And we're not happy about it, but we keep doing it. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep my I'm trying to keep expectations like I'm not going like I'm not thinking 10 out of 10 here, but like I think coolest thing could be like we get like a good chunk of ZNA and then it's out in like May or something.
Yeah.
So I mean that'd be kind of cool actually if we get something soonish from them. Um, but honestly, I think realistically, though, I think I'd rather play um, ZNA after the Switch 2 comes out, just because if there's gonna be a boost, I want that fucking boost that thing might have. But yeah, but anyways, I'll do a live react to that this Thursday morning. So keep an eye on our YouTube
Mm.
channel, and that should be going up sometime Thursday morning. But Gables, let's move on to our next topic here. Uh, we got so it's been kind of a crazy week where there was a skateboarder that I was on a podcast and he talked about how he was going to be in this new remaster of a Tony Hawk game, and like so
Hmm.
that got everybody talking. And then a couple days later, all of a sudden, there was someone found like a website, a Tony Hawk Pro Skater website went up with a countdown, and then I think it was either Black Ops 6 got like a new level for the multiplayer game,
Mm.
and it was a skateboarding level, and there was a sign in there for it said 3/4/25, and it was obviously a Tony Hawk Pro Skater reference, and so it looks like something is going to happen on March 4th, unless it's really funny. It's actually April 3rd, which would be extremely funny to me, honestly, if everybody mixes it up and it's actually the European format and everybody got the dates wrong. I'm honestly part of me really hope that's the case. Where they like where everybody because like I remember when Nintendo announced, hey, we're gonna do the reveal, and it said was it 4/2, everybody's like February 4th, and it's like no, actually it's April 2nd. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited for this one. Like, it's obviously it looks like it's going to be the Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remasters. There was like apparently like Vicarious Visions was like working on it at one point in time, and then when they got merged into like basically the Call of Duty slash Diablo team, all the work kind of like fell off. So no idea really who's making it. There's been some like coding on the website of like Iron Galaxy, which they were a support team on the remakes of 1 and 2. So they do
Mm.
have some. Obviously, they had some layoffs recently, and like they've openly talked about like they are very close to being closing down permanently. So maybe
Oh
this
wow.
can yeah. So hopefully this gives them a boost and keeps them around for going. Because they talk about like the layoffs they had just like I think a week or two ago was like kind of like they said was like a Hail Mary for the studio. So hopefully this gives them a boost or some sort. But yeah, like I don't know, it'd be really exciting. I grew up. I was more of a fan of 3 than 1 and 2. I remember I bought 1 and 2 remake. I was super excited because obviously like most people there at my age range and Gable's age range, we were huge fans of these. And I'm like, goddamn, I'm
Yes.
terrible at these games now. But I'm really excited for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. I do hope they have like, obviously this is a game where like this is like a licensing hell of like you have to get like all just the music, but then all the actual individual skateboarders in there. Like also they have like I think like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 was it was either Thug or 3 had Kiss in there. I
Mm.
think like Spider Man was in one of them. Like all the
Well,
like all
Spider-Man was in 2.
was it
Let's see
two?
here.
Okay,
Wolverine was in 3. I
was it 3? Okay. So yeah, but I know
think
there's
also Darth
obviously
Maul as well.
Darth Maul, yeah. And I don't even remember what was in 4, but like I know Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 had like ACDC and shit in there for music and
Hmm.
stuff. So I am curious, like, are they gonna be able to get a lot of these people like the people back, but the music back and all that? Like, it's just like a licensing nightmare. So, but I don't know.
Mm.
I'm excited though, like for this, and especially like assuming will be a Game Pass game also as well. So, but yeah, then also four just being kind of like I kind of forgot like four was kind of like a more open worldish, more of a sandbox
Yeah.
than the other ones were. So I'm curious. Like four, I never really played a ton of. I rented it once way back in the day when it first came out, and but like I never spent a ton of time with it. But I mean, Gables. I mean, how excited for this? Like, I know you got really into one and two back in 2020.
Yes. Seeing that announcement and then seeing the initial release date, I mean, they couldn't make it even more obvious that what they're alluding to and stuff with 3 and 4. Yeah, I'm relatively excited to see the footage of the remastered 3 and 4. I know there's going to be some bits of cuts in terms of music and also in terms of like certain special characters that you could have played back when. As far as the experience I have with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, I've played through both of those games and completed both on both the GameCube and the PS2 versions. And well, GameCube back in the day when those games first released on that particular platform, and then years later I did the same thing for the PS2 versions, like around 2018 or 2019 or something like that, because I just wanted to do that honestly. And what's really fun is like three definitely is one of the ones to where it definitely has some fun levels inside there. It's kind of I think it's kind of a little bit step down than like two, but yet Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 definitely have there was definitely some fun things that were added onto it. More of an open world style of things you can do and stuff. There's different mini games inside there and stuff. They're probably going to have to take out some characters and stuff like say Bam Margera and stuff inside of
Yeah, that's a good
Tony Hawk's Pro
point.
Skater 4 because he's an actual like talk like NPC that talks inside of that damn game. But oh man, yeah, I'm fairly excited to get a chance to play through some of those different levels again, you know? I mean, that opening like the factory level and stuff of like THP3, that one kind of sticks out to me and stuff. Um the whole aspect of going to the airport and stuff and then that cruise line and
Yeah,
stuff.
I think the cruise was like the last level. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Um,
cruise line was like the last level that you unlock and stuff like that after getting so many of the different like tapes and like everything else all gone through. Trying to think of what else in like Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4.
yeah,
Let's
I don't I
see.
remember like I think was four the like was the first one that was it manuals? I think four was the first one to do that. I want to say. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because I like I said, I vaguely remember. I remember like, yeah, you just like you rode your skateboard around, you went and talked to people, and they gave you like
Yes.
missions to do instead of like going in and doing like the 2 minute timer. Um, so and it just replaying the same level over and over again. But yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, like for me, like my favorites was three, and then Thug one and two were like my favorites. So, honestly, if this is a stepping stone to get the Thug one and two, I've even like two
Dude.
might be like will be really crazy because that was really like a Jackass slash Tony Hawk game.
Yeah, I'm more or less of the party where if we don't see Thug 2, I mean, I'm not going to be too heartbroken about it, but like at least remake the original like a Tony Hawk's Underground,
Yeah,
because that story was fun.
yeah.
The
Still
game,
pissed off
the
that your best friend stole that fucking your sick trick he pulled off and got a deal out of it.
oh yeah, no shit, no shit. Yeah, that was one of the mainline stories is the rivalry between you and your former best friend or something like that, and then all this it just evolves inside of that stuff. I mean, the crazy
Mm.
shit that was inside that game, the whole aspects of the tricks, the this and that and stuff. Yeah, this is a game to where when I was a teenager, and I'm talking about still like Tony Hawk's Underground, where I knew that game so well. I played through it at least like I played it through in like one sitting on like a Friday or a Saturday night or something
Yeah.
like that, and I just beat it all the way through. It took me like about 4 hours.
Yeah, I beat that game. Like I talk about all the time, Resident Evil 4 is like the game I played through more than any other game. It's probably like Resident Evil 4, Metal Gear Solid 1, and then like Thug 1 of just games I would like replay constantly because like obviously it helps that like Thug 1 is like really short. Yeah, like I said, it's like 4 hours, but I used to like
Yep.
constantly go through and play that game over and over again.
Yeah, because it was that fun. I mean, granted, the other Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games didn't like last like a long time either, but at the same time, you had more incentive to replay as different skaters and
Mm.
stuff, and then try to collect everything 100%. Even when I did the playthrough of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake back in 2020, I mean, it was a blast, dude. I mean, going to back to the different levels and stuff. The school, the freaking the the freaking not just the school like in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and stuff, but oh my gosh. Yeah, just the whole different levels and stuff inside of there, It's been sort of a while since I had a chance to play that, but I'm really in the mood to play some Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm really excited about this. So yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully it's something that's coming soon as well. So I'm imagine it is, especially if they're going to announce it in a couple weeks here. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, keep a look on that one. I can't wait. I'm hoping it's like a full blown remake, like 1 and 2 were. So yeah, yeah, keep an eye on that one. Oh man, that's gonna be fucking awesome though. I cannot wait. If Dale the Funky Homo Sapien is not in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, I will fucking riot though. There will be a riot. Uh, that is one of my all time fucking favorite jams out there. So yeah, yeah. Oh man,
I know
great.
which song you're talking about too, and I flash back to that level. Yeah, yeah, I remember.
I just remember like that song a lot. There's that level in Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I think it's the second level where there's like snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
second level, I think,
second,
in
yeah, and
I think
three.
it's the second level in 3. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I think it is. I can't remember, but I remember I used to have vivid memories of that song. There's like the trailer park level, um,
Mm-hmm.
and
That
like
one I remember.
yeah, and I remember just like I just have vivid memories of like listening to that song, and I think there was like a point I must have just like turned all the other songs off except for that one. It just would like play Tony Hawk to listen to that song, honestly. But yeah, anyways, Dale the fucking Homo sapien, legend. But let's move on though, Gables, to our next topic here, or be our last topic. That is, we have our January Circana reports. People don't
Mm,
know this is basically it's the top 20 best selling games based off of money, not individual sales.
mm,
For the United
mm.
States, Matt Piscatella puts this out every month. He works for Circana. Um, it's one of my favorite things to kind of look at every year, just because like every month, just because like sometimes we live in a bubble of for we're like deep into the Duffy of video game stuff, so it's like it's kind of hard sometimes like kind of like you get out like what are the normies playing, like the casuals, the people that just like they just peruse the PlayStation Store or whatever, or Steam, or they go to Walmart and they just grab a game without like thinking like what are they up to. Honestly, kind of the same shit every month, but sometimes there's fun surprises. It's kind of interesting. Like, and there's a couple fun little surprises this month. Gables, there's only so for January there was only one brand new game in January that made the top 20 list. You mentioned it earlier. What do you
Yeah,
think?
Donkey Kong.
All right, where would you think it ranked? Top 10 or 11 through 20?
I honestly think it'd probably be 11 through 20.
Ooh, and you would be wrong.
Really? It
Yeah,
was in the top 10.
number 8. Yeah. So I'm
Nice.
trying to think. I don't think there was like any other major release in January that I could think
There
of.
really wasn't, other than
January.
like say the Dynasty Warriors Origins. Did that
Oh
one
yeah,
release in January?
yeah. I think you're. I think yeah. It was either like late January or like early February. I don't know. Time's a flat circle though. I don't understand how time works anymore. I just keep getting older and fatter. Um, but moving on here, we're gonna go through the top 20 list, Gables. This is kind of a cool one. It's pretty cool. Remember, this is U.S. only and off based off revenue, so not
Mm.
based off individual sales. Number 20, Gables, one of our favorite games from the year 2021, jumping
Uh-huh.
from 82nd to number 20. It Takes Two.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
wonder why it jumped all that far.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe because like Game Awards, like they had the big reveal for like Split Fiction, and then there's preview
I
events
see.
and stuff like that. So and maybe there probably been some sales out there as well. It's like sometimes you see these like random
Okay.
games jump into like the top 20 list out of nowhere, and it's all because there was like a nice sale the previous month. But yeah, I guess so. And like the game is like I need to look more into it, but there's a report out there like It Takes Two is like sold over 20 million copies, but it's a lot of
Huh.
that is because of China. Like that game is like illegal in China, I guess, but people
Huh.
like on the black market have found like no, I should say the black market, but people have like found like ways to like go around like and like buy that game in China. So I don't know, like I get some do with like I think it's like because like divorce. That game was like banned in China, from what I understand. So like yeah, but that game like is sold millions and millions of copies because of China. So there was a report or a news story that came out last year about it. I need to but just kind of I heard about it recently, and I want to read more about that. But Anyways, number 20, It Takes Two. Number 19, UFC 5. Um,
Yeah.
Number 18, The Crew Motorfest. Number 17, still holding on, Mario Kart 8.
Hmm.
That Switch 2 release date just got pushed back another month. Mario Kart's still on the list. Um, Number 16, jumping from 265th the previous month. The Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth Twin Pack.
That was a thing.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the we had that Madden college football thing last year. Like that was like top. It
Yes.
was like number 1 and 3 like last year for like most of the year. This is because of a Rebirth came to Steam, so they put the twin pack has always been on PlayStation, and because now
Mm-hmm.
Rebirth is on Steam, it is they have the twin pack available there. So I think it's like $100 for both games or something like that. So
Oh, okay.
not a bad deal. Number 15, so holding strong, Elden Ring. Number 14, Gables. Big drop from 5 to 14. Maybe we bump that Switch 2 release date up a couple weeks. Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Hey,
That looked
that's
great.
surprising.
Yeah. Number 13, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero.
Yep.
Number 12, Astrobots. Our sweet baby boy, still holding strong. Number 11, Helldivers 2. Number 10, this must be a typo. Sonic Generations.
Yeah.
That can't be
Sonic
right.
Generations X Shadow. Yeah.
No, that can't be right. That's got to be
Wow.
wrong.
Wow.
Um,
In the top 10.
that's gotta be wrong. I want to fact check on that
There were
one.
some sales for that game too.
That must be why. It must have been like $1 or something like that. So, number 9, Hogwarts Legacy. Number 8, as we mentioned, Donkey Kong Country Returns. Number 7, College Football 25. Number
Yep.
6, Spider-Man 2. Number
Mm-hmm.
5, Minecraft. Number
Yeah.
4, EA Sports FC 25. Number 3, Gables, jumping from 56 the previous month. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So the Twin Pack and Rebirth are both in the top 20, and that is once again because of the coming to Steam. That game,
Yes.
I guess, uh, had like over 40,000 concurrent players like on release date.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean a nice little boost there. Number 2, Madden NFL 25, and number 1, Black Ops 6. So um, and then super surprising, but other than like obviously like it's cool to see Final Fantasy VII Rebirth get that nice little boost because like that game was allegedly disappointing for Square Enix because every
Yeah.
game by Square Enix is disappointing. Although Gables, for the first
Uh,
time ever, Square Enix set a game past what their sales expectations were when that Dragon Quest 3 came out last year. They said it exceeded expectations.
huh.
So drop the banner for the first time ever. Square Enix was happy about the sales of a game. So
Yeah, it's almost like you don't have to put all these multi-million dollars worth of thing in order to get like a big old production value in order to make something profitable. Hmm.
or like like maybe they finally set like reasonable expectations for a video game to come out.
Yes.
So
Pretty
I mean,
much.
like when like Tomb Raider came out, sold 7 million copies, and they said it didn't meet expectations. It's like what are we expecting here? Um, yeah. So where like Final Fantasy 16 was the best selling Final Fantasy game, like had the best launch ever for a Final Fantasy game, and didn't reach expectations. It's like what are we doing? What are we doing here? Um, all right, let's move on to some other news this week, though. Uh, PS5 passed 75 million units sold. They were up like 16% compared to the previous quarter from compared to quarter 2023, the last quarter of the year to 2024. Up like 16%. Had one of their best quarters ever for console sales. So I'm assuming a good chunk of that was probably because of the Pro coming out last fall as well. And then I think they're about 8% ahead of where the PS4 was at this point in frame. So I mean,
Okay.
maybe they won't. They're definitely not going to like pass the PS4, but I think decent chance this thing might still sell about 100 million units by the time this thing's all said and done. Which we talk about. There's only been 4 consoles that have ever done that before. So um,
Right. I don't doubt that it's going to surpass like say 100 million and stuff like that. But I will say that yeah, it's not even going to touch PS4 numbers. I mean, I'd be really surprised if it even like surpassed if well, I know it's already surpassed like a whole bunch of different like consoles in that sort of space and stuff like that. But I would be surprised if this console was still around like maybe in a couple more years.
yeah, I mean, Yeah, we're talking 2027 probably getting a new console. So, um, yeah. Oddly enough, Marvel Rivals, one of the most played games, is number one most played game on Steam in January. Is number three on Xbox and PlayStation in
Mm.
January. Uh, Laid off a bunch of people for Marvel Rivals. A whole studio in Seattle laid off the entire team there. It was a support team. Um, Apparently, NetEase, who had just a couple weeks ago announced they had 2.3 billion with a B uh, dollars in profit last quarter, is looking at they have like about 20 studios outside of China under them, and they are looking at closing them or kind of selling them off.
Hmm.
So yeah, they are trying to get out of the video game industry. And like they were at one point looking at canceling Marvel Rivals, and now that game is literally one of the most popular games in all video games. I think they like the first month out, they made like 140 million. They sold 140 million dollars for that game. So
Wow.
wild.
Who
2.3
would have
billion
thought?
dollars in profits. Uh, you have the most popular video game, the most popular new release in gaming, um, and you're still having layoffs. And you're like this is the NetEase is also the company that I think it was Visions of Mana that came out last year. That Japanese studio released it, and then 2 days later they closed the studio and laid everybody off. So
Yep.
pretty ruthless company over there. Then last but not least here, Nintendo announced that on March 24th they're doing away with the gold point system for the Switch, and that vouchers will not. The voucher system will continue, where you can buy like spend $100, you can get 2 games with it for $100. So basically saving $20. That will continue, but it will not work for Switch 2.
What's kind of interesting is like this is like also the second iteration I could think of and stuff to where like a console maker has either altered the way you're going to go through and like say when you're spending money inside of their online storefront and stuff that you don't get some form of incentive to try to use it towards like an actual game or something with initial funds. What I'm saying is like for PlayStation last year and stuff like that, you could save a lot of the points and stuff that you use when you purchased items on the store, like games, expansions, this and that. You could use it to get like say $20 worth to say like PSN or something like that, or $10 in PSN stuff, which you could do the $10 option though. But what I'm saying is, it's like with Nintendo now doing away a lot of these gold points and stuff, the star points and stuff that they call them and stuff, it definitely takes away a little bit more of like an option if you wanted to use it towards saving a little bit off of the next game that you want to buy
Yeah,
or this or that. I mean, I don't like the idea that just doing away with something like that entirely. Reward your customers and stuff for buying games on your initial store like platforms and stuff. Even if it's like say incremental like little things like Sony's doing, with some of their
yeah.
initial rewards for their old
Xbox does the
PlayStation
same thing.
stars. Xbox does have the same sort of system in terms of like you earn a bunch of different things. You can use it towards redeeming it for certain other types of rewards as well. But it's like for Nintendo's portion, that was pretty much like one of the few things that they do besides the Switch Online stuff where you go and just use some of those coins and stuff to do different avatars and stuff on that service that you
Yeah,
pretty much subscribe to. But yeah, it's kind of dumb. I will say this is a dumb move by Nintendo. Just outright, just get rid of it.
yeah. It's kind of like a backdoor way to like not raise prices, but get more money.
Yep.
Really is what it is. And I am wondering maybe they'll do have like a voucher system for the Switch 2, or maybe like because the games are gonna be $70. We know that on Switch 2, like, um, which is whatever. That's fine. I'm fine with it. I'm not upset about it. But like I'm like holding out hope maybe they'll do like it's $120 for the Switch 2 games, something like that. Still give you a little bit of a discount. Yeah, the gold point thing like sucks. Like it was never like a gigantic amount of money like I would have saved up, but it was like kind of nice when I go to buy like a $10 game, and it's like, oh, I have $3 in there, cool. It's like a little nice little thing. But yeah, like it's cool. Like Xbox, I think has like the best one, like because you can earn points daily for just playing games on your Xbox. So like sometimes I would like you play like you can earn like 1,000 points, probably actually more than that every month, every month on
Hmm.
actually we have way more than that. No, yeah, probably like 2-3,000 points every month on Xbox. If you just like turn your Xbox on for like every day when I come home from work, I turn my Xbox on. I just put on the Doom one and like the remaster thing on from Game Pass, and like you put on for 15 minutes and you get a bunch of points, and then it builds
Mm,
up, and like you'll get like yeah like probably about 1,000 points a week or so, just for doing that, and like 12,000 points gets you a free month of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So like every
wow.
like 2 or 3 months, and then whenever you buy things, you get whenever you buy games on there, you get points. So like in the last year, um, I've got 3 free months of Game Pass Ultimate, and then $25 off a game. So like I got Hades for free.
Wow.
So like yeah, like it is I don't know. It does like PlayStation, like they've changed some of it. It's kind of worse, but like you can still get like I said, you can still like redeem your points and get yeah get like the $5 gift card thing for your for so it helps out. Like basically the way I look at it, every time I buy a game, like it's like I basically get $5 off when I buy a game digitally on PlayStation. So it's something. It's like it's
Mm,
never great, but it's like fucking everything has reward systems nowadays. Like every time I get
yes.
gas at the gas station, or I go to like the grocery store, like they have reward systems. Like everybody has it. Every time I have an Amazon credit card solely because I get like, and I use that for pretty much everything because I get Amazon. I get like 3% back on everything for Amazon. Towards Amazon credit. So, and I use those actually to buy games a lot of times with Amazon credit. So it just sucks. Um,
Mm,
yeah. So hopefully they have something, but like the fact they're taking this away and like if they do give us something, I imagine it will be worse than what we had before. But let's move on though, Gables, to what we've been playing,
hmm
buddy. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'm gonna go first this time because I've only played like maybe a couple of games this past week. The main one I've been playing is more of that Yu-Gi-Oh game and stuff from last week. And yeah, it's one of those things to where I have completely finished the original storyline stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh, the original. The difference between this one from this version as opposed to like Legacy of the Duelist and stuff, the first version that came out, they do include all of like the DLC stuff, like the matches that you would have, you know, not been able to access otherwise without paying additional money. So I had a chance to play through the whole entire Orichalcos saga style of matches and stuff. And let me tell you something, it's like there were a couple of duelists that I had a hard time playing against because I was just using straight Exodia stuff, fast cards, try to get my draw cards super quick and stuff to search for the 5 Exodia pieces. Playing against darts, Jesus criminy, dude. Using the Seal of Orichalcos, using all these different types of like these monsters and stuff, they'll just filtrate the entire field where you just have all these high level fucking monsters and stuff. And here I have like I basically have monsters that are walls. They have 2,000 defense or higher, and I'm trying to use that alongside of using cards like Rush Recklessly, which even though if you use the draw two cards, you skip your next two draw phases. So I combine that with Swords of Revealing Light because that will alleviate being attacked while I am waiting for my next draw. And then it's like I've got it down to my with my deck to add it to a science, but against certain opponents that say can summon monsters incredibly quickly, like powerful monsters incredibly quickly and stuff, or just clear a lot of my resources and stuff. Yeah, it starts becoming a bit harder to do that. I literally had to play against darts with my Exodia deck. I kid you not, like about 5 or 6 times before I finally beat him. And that there was a stint where I lost like 4 matches in a row, which is something I have not done in quite a long time. And it's because of bad draws. The first duel I literally had against him and stuff, I just drew all monsters, right? And so there's out of all of the cards in my deck, like a 42 card deck, I have like about 15 to 17 monsters, right? And most of them, besides one, which is Exodia's head, that's the only effect monster, are normal type monsters. So it's like I'm using a bunch of the defensive stuff. I haven't been able to draw any of the draw cards like your Pot of Greed, your Graceful Charity, like the Pot of Duality stuff, the Upstart Goblin, or even the trap cards like Jar of Greed or like Rush Recklessly and stuff. And we're talking about a good solid, like, say, 22, maybe 23 cards in my entire deck. So out of that entire deck itself, it's like a 20% chance that I probably will do like an entire hand opening hand with just monsters. I'd get at least one draw portion. But yeah, that led to me getting overwhelmed fairly early against the first match. And then by the time I got up to like the fourth or like the fifth match and stuff, I was able to beat him by beating him like within 10 or 11 turns or something with Exodia. And that's part of the challenge, though. I mean, I've played through these initial types of matches and like for Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist before. Only difference is this now includes all the DLC I never had a chance to access when I was playing this game initially. And what's funny is like the initial game, I spent about 200 some odd hours, I think, playing that. I've already chalked up like 33 in this game so far. So it's definitely holding my attention, right? I'm near the end of the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! GX stuff with the whole fusion of monsters, with the whole like random gimmick decks that were introduced inside of that stuff. The other deck I have been using is like an evolution of the old Jinzo deck I used to use, where it's like you have a couple copies of Jinzo, you have Jinzo Returner and stuff, and which will work if like say you have a face down, it gets destroyed or something. There's like certain conditions that it has to meet in order to try to summon like a Jinzo from your deck to the field itself. But yeah, using that style of deck to try to search out the initial things I need in order to try to lock down the opponent from using track cards, overwhelming them with like high attack monsters and stuff, and then if I get into a bind or something like that, I have an additional like card called Spell Canceller. It's an 1800 attack, level 5 monster, right? But its effect is it negates all magic cards, all the spell cards and stuff like that, as long as it's on the field. So it's just a little bit of like a Swiss Army sort of deck, and it's not really refined yet. But what I will say is like for this game, it has the same Yu-Gi-Oh matches from like the original Yu-Gi-Oh all the way up to oh my god, not Arc V, but like it's basically the one where it introduced like the Pendulum Monster stuff. And even then, the last that Legacy of Duelists only had like the first initial match or some of the Pendulum Monsters without going into DLC. But I'm loving a lot of the different content that's presented in this game, and I'm also discovering that there's actually hundreds of new cards that were introduced inside of this like initial game I'm playing too. I'm seeing support for like Gaia the Fierce Knight. I'm seeing like more support for like Toon Monsters. I'm seeing more support for like just weird, obscure like monsters I never thought that would be like a thing. Like Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon has its own deck type. It's Thunder Dragon was a monster back in older like Yu-Gi-Oh years or some where you would use that just to thin out your deck and then use that to try to do a fusion and stuff for twin-headed Thunder Dragon to do like a 2800 attacking beat stick or something. So it's like if you would draw like a Thunder Dragon in your hand, you would discard it to get like two more of its type from the deck just to thin out. So now you've just like got like three cards, like two cards like less inside your deck to try to get another piece of whatever you wanted to get. But yeah, I'm still enjoying this game, really. I'm still enjoying it quite a bit. Obviously, getting ready for the other Yu-Gi-Oh stuff that's going to be coming out this week. But the other game that I had been playing and was playing a little bit briefly because over this past week, my folks and like my little brother have been a little bit sick in terms of like the stomach virus stuff that's been going around. And I was literally up like about four or some in the morning a couple nights ago, like a couple days ago, and I turned on my Switch and I decided to play a little bit of Shining Force. It's like on the Genesis like NSO app. And basically what this is, it's a turn-based strategy game similar to that of a Fire Emblem. So you have a party and stuff, you have your warriors, you have your mages, you have your healers and stuff. And it's pretty much turn-based and stuff. There's not a lot of like features that you would see like in modern, like say Fire Emblem games, but it's fairly close to like say a Fire Emblem style of game because you are earning bits of like like experience and stuff. You are using particular types of items and stuff. You can like say evolve like character classes and stuff. So kind of like a typical like turn-based like strategy, like a turn-based RPG sort of thing like that. But I had a chance to play like a good solid hour of that. That one definitely had an interesting story so far, and you can meet a whole bunch of different characters. Like I was able to come across a character like another warrior or something that is a little bit more incrementally stronger than the one I had currently in my party. And the thing about Shining Force is like you'll encounter all these different types of like party members of your party and stuff. You can completely miss a lot of them too if you don't go into like specific places and talk with everybody and this and that. Like I happened to find this one party member because I went to the initial bar after completing the first initial couple battles and talked to him and he joined my party automatically. But for other things, I've seen that in this game, you have to match certain conditions in order to have a particular character come into your party and stuff. But other than that, though, that's pretty much the games I've been playing for this week.
All right. So yeah, I've only been playing really one game. It's more Avowed. I talked about at the top of the podcast. I am just loving it more and more. I've talked about like, yeah, I'm someone that fell off of Skyrim after like 20 hours, and like it just never really clicked for me. Didn't really care for it. Like not that I thought it was bad, just did I it just did not care for it at all. Um, and this is a game that like I'm in the second area now. Um, I literally 100%ed the entire open area before I went to the main town to like start the
Uh
main
huh.
story in the second area. So like I spent like literally 10 hours just wandering around this like second area, just getting all the like undoing, because like you zoom out, there's the fog and stuff like that, and like just getting rid of all that, finding all of the like fast travel points and um, party camps, and finding like
Hmm.
some of the side stuff. Like there's like doesn't show you everything that's like all the checkpoint like you don't I don't know how many chests there are. I don't know like stuff like that or like where like totems are at. But like I did everything that was like on there like to do. Then I went to like the main town. I literally today started the like right before we started this podcast. I literally started the first mission of the second area. I'm like 22 hours in now. I 100% the first area. At least I think I did. Like I found everything. I did all the side quests I found. In the game, there might be some like little ones I didn't see like pop up and like interact with and find somebody. But like what I'm loving about this is um, like the areas like are good size, but like they're not like this isn't like Breath of the Wild or like a Ubisoft game or some like or GTA 5 like this map is fucking just gigantic or Witcher or Red Dead Redemption 2 like they're just like gigantic like they're good size but they're not like daunting and they're just dense like there's just always
Hmm.
shit going on like you're not like running for 10 minutes without encountering something like yeah if you go through an area you've already been before again yeah that's gonna happen but like when you're exploring new areas, like there's just constantly like either a fight about to happen. There's like there's like usually like a little humming noise, and that means there's like usually like a chest or something up nearby. There's
Hmm.
always like something or like a cave to go into, or like I said, a fight or a side quest or like something going on constantly. And like the graphically, this game is just like I don't even mean from like how like pretty like powerful the graphics are, but just like the art style of this is just like it's so colorful and pretty and it's just like I just like looking at it. I think that's like I've always talked about like the Bethesda games like I never really care for because they're always just kind of gray. Like the Fallout 3, like as much as I love like Fallout 3 and stuff like that, like it's just kind of gray. Skyrim is just kind of like there's like just kind of gray. I don't know. I just like but like this like everything's so colorful and just everything pops so much. And just like I just love looking at love like the interactions like one of my guys made a fucking Beer Fest reference, like made a quote from the Beer Fest movie, which is like one of my favorite movies, and just made like a joke, and I was like, did he just quote Beer Fest? Like what? Like this is fucking awesome. But yeah, like basically the first guy you get is like Kai, who's plays. He literally is like it's the voice actor of Garrus from Mass Effect, and like he's just Garrus from Mass Effect, and it's like loving that. And I just got the third party member to my group. I walked around with like the first two. I would say though, don't do what I did. Do the main story up until you get the second party member, and then start doing the side shit. You'll get
Hmm.
like if you play the game, like it only takes you like 2 or 3 hours to get the second member, and then you're good. Like because you can have two party members with you at a time. It makes everything so much easier. Made the combat a lot easier having two people. Um, yeah, I'm just like going around like the experiences I'm having of just like bumping into like random people and like Like I was just like, what's great too is like when you go around, like you can like basically finish side quests before you actually start the side quest too. Like I know other games have done that, but like there's so many games where like you go to these areas and you do everything, and then like you get the side quest and you go back to that area because it only triggers until you like it does like that thing doesn't trigger until that event doesn't trigger until you talk to the person to start it. But like there was a bunch of like when it was funny when I went to like the main town to like finally start the side quest, there was like all these like things popped up to talk to these people. I went and talked to him and like I was like, oh yeah, no, I already did that. Here you go. It's like I already like did all the side quests. I was like, great, because I don't have to backtrack. I don't have to do all the shit over again. Like it's so cool, just like wander, or like just wandering around and like I walked behind a waterfall and I was like, oh, there's like a cave back here. I go in there and like there's like a bunch of like army, like there's a bunch of like a whole like army in there just hanging out, and like they're like planning like a secret like attack going on. I just found them and like I just wiped this whole fucking tavern out and like um I found a different area where I went in and like I killed all these creatures, and then I went and talked to the person. And I was like, "Whoops, they were not bad people." I'm like, "Oh, my bad." Like it was just kind of funny. Like just like I just love like I talked about like last week when I was playing it. Like I just love like role playing more than like well I gotta be either good or bad and there's no in between. I just like there's some people I just want to be an asshole to. You know, like you just kind of suck. You know, I don't feel bad for you, or you're just kind of a bad person. You know, it's like you brought this on yourself. It's like one person where it's just like they did like I don't know, like they did kind of a bad thing, but you can kind of understand the reasoning for like you understand why they did it, but like what they did was wrong, and like I just like I don't want to spoil it because it's not part of the main story, but it's a really good side quest, and it was just like I agree with like what you were trying to I agree with what you wanted the end goal to be, but how you got there was bad, and it's just like like there's like cool like things where you can like let people go for like like hey they did this bad thing, but like they had good reasons for it, or they're just trying to survive, or they weren't trying to mean harm. And then there's like this one guy like I found like there's this human, and there's basically these like a bunch of these like kind of like lizard creatures that stand on 2 feet,
Mm-hmm.
and they have like shields, and some are mages and shit like that. And he basically like found a way to like he became like their leader and shit, like which is weird because like that's just not how it works in this game. And like he just randomly he was like the leader of this tribe of like lizard creatures, and like they were going around and like he was like they're going on destroying like equipments at farms because like this is like goes against like Mother Earth whatever, and it's like I get what you're saying, but I'm still gonna kill you. And it's like I killed him and like but then it's like it's like I just like all this like I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, no, fuck this guy. He kind of sucks, and I couldn't kill everybody because he's like going around. He's like doing kind of like I understand his point, but you're doing a shitty thing. You're killing people for this thing. But anyways, I'm just having a great time of like going around like wandering around this world, just like random encounters I'm having and shit like that. Like and like like the story is like it's good enough, it's fine. Like I'm not gonna. It's like it's not gonna like you know be like story of the year, but it's like all the other. It's like it's just the characters you bump into along the journey that are great. And yeah, I can't. I yeah like. I will say when I first like zoomed out of that map in the second area, I'm like, oh my god. And then like I started wandering and like I'm like, oh okay. It's not like some of the games where you open up. It's a 20-minute walk to one point to the other. No, it's like you can walk this whole area and like a decent
Mm-hmm.
amount. If you just walked it, you can walk it in a decent amount of time. But like I said, took me like probably 10 hours to do like everything in the first area, and I spent close to 10 hours just before I even got to the first story mission. The second area just kind of wandering around like so it is beefy. Like I said, it's dense. There's just a lot of shit packed into it. So it's great because like I'm never like just wandering around for 15, 20 minutes not doing anything. I'm always doing something. I'd say my biggest complaint honestly is like leveling is kind of slow. Like I think like I'm 22 hours in. I think I just got to like level 14 or 15. So like and like really the most part is like your gear more than it is like being like level 40 or whatever. But like there's still obviously like you have a skill tree. You have like other like different things you can level up as you go. And it's like it'd be nice to levels up a little faster. But like obviously like, the most important thing is like upgrading your equipment. So like I'm actually for the first time ever like in gaming history for me like whenever I go to a store I'm always buying like the good crafting material. And I will say a tip for anybody out there: go to every merchant and buy every lockpick. Buy every because lockpicks in this game it's like gold during the or like toilet paper during the apocalypse. This shit is priceless. Like there are so many points like where I find some really great chests, but I need like 3 lockpicks to do it, or like I find a door I need like I need lockpicks for, it. And I'm like I was always constantly getting low, and like I've got a decent amount now, but like because I'm constantly going around to the merchants and buying every lockpick I find because like you can never have enough in this game. But yeah,
Mm.
this game it's wonderful. I'm loving it. I like up to 22 hours in. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I think there's 3 areas in this game. I know there's at least three. I think the third one is the last one. And yeah, I can't wait to get there because I heard that's the best one. So, but yeah, this game is phenomenal. It's on Game Pass. Buy now or play it now. It is worth it. So, yeah, that's all I've been playing. Yeah, like I said, I'll be back later this week. I'll do a live react to the Pokemon Day and potentially a Nintendo Direct if there is one. Unless it's like a really bad like partner one, maybe I won't. But that is a plan. So just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that bell if you want. Hit that like button, especially. Share with your friends. Apple Podcast, Spotify, stuff like that. Anywhere podcasts are on, we're on it. Like, follow, subscribe, 5-star reviews. Tell your friends. But I was your host. I was Tyler.
And I've been Colonel Gables. Until next time, everyone, thank you for listening to another fun-filled episode of the Drunk-Nerds podcast.
Hey, Gables.
Yeah.
Too sweet.
Too sweet, man.
Bye, guys.
See ya.